Hi everyone! So today I'm gonna get into some products that I bought and tried out, and no matter what I did with them, they were just hit and misses. I couldn't get them to work so bad that I actually had to go back to the store and return them. Just remember, if any of your favorite products do pop up, or any of the products I mentioned that you actually ended up loving and just tried them out and they were great for you, that's great. It just didn't work out for my oily, sensitive skin. I hope to save somebody out there a few trips to the store, or just like let them know what I thought about it. It's always great to do your research on some new products before trying them out. So this is just my impressions. Also, just letting you know, I did not return anything to the store that I only used once. I made sure to get a few uses out of them to make sure that they were in fact just not good for my skin. Before we get into the video, please make sure to subscribe. And I put on new videos every week, mostly makeup, but sometimes just life and fun. Don't miss out on that. Don't miss out on the fun. Without further ado, let's get into the first product. Okay, so my first product is the Lancome Effacernese Waterproof Concealer. It's basically just an under eye concealer that's supposedly creaseless, but when I put it on, I just realized that it was very sheer, at least for my under eyes. And the thing is, I don't have very dark circles. I just have moderate to light dark circles. So it just didn't make any sense for it to have not really covered the little bit that I have. And then the second thing is that the formula was really drying. I have like natural creases underneath my eyes, and I really need my under eye concealer to be like up to par with what I got going on down here. So I really just, like, no matter how much I set it or how much I moisturize, it was always kind of crackly and just kind of gross by the end of the day. So for as much as it is, I think this one is $31. You can definitely get a lot of much better high-end or even low-end concealers that cover a lot better than that one. I just couldn't do anything with it, so I just returned it, and it just didn't work out for me. Okay, for my second one, I actually kind of branched off, went to try a brand that I've never really heard before, but was supposedly really good for like sensitive skin and all the stuff that I got going on. So I just told them my skin problems, and the lady at Sephora pointed me toward the Cover FX brand. Cover FX, that's what it's called. And I went ahead and tried two different products, so I'm going to talk about this first one. It is the Total Cover Cream Foundation. You know, it covered really well. I want to point out that it did cover really well, but for as much as it cost, you end up using a lot on your face, and it just didn't seem like you would get a ton of use out of it. The second thing is that for whatever reason, it just agitated my face. Like, it made me break out the weirdest breakouts. Like, it wasn't huge pimples, it was just like little tiny agitation bumps. I don't know, I tried it out with a different moisturizer, with my same moisturizer, with just all kinds of setting products, but no matter what, at the end of the day, it always kind of moved. It was not as full coverage throughout the entire day. And for $42, there is definitely a lot of products on the market, from high-end and low-end, once again, that do so much better than that one. So it was just, I tried it, and it was just not great. Okay, for my next product, it's also from Cover FX. It is the Natural Finish Oil-Free Foundation. I don't know, I had a lot of hopes for this brand. I really wanted to keep trying different things, so when I returned that one, I got another one to try it out, but it seems like there's not much difference in the formula. I still had the same problems, other than the fact that I think this one would last a lot longer. It was just the same problems. It was kept moving on my face throughout the day. It had beautiful coverage, but just moved. It didn't look so good on oily skin, even though it was oil-free, which I think is kind of strange. It wasn't a great product. Granted that there was more product in the tube than in the compact, but I still did get agitation breakouts, which is very strange. It's supposedly a non-comedogenic brand, So I don't really know why my skin reacted so bad, but after that I learned my lesson. No more Cover FX for me. No matter what I tried it with, it didn't do anything great for me, and I didn't fall in love with it, which is why I think I don't hear about it too much. Like in the beauty community, there isn't a ton of people talking about Cover FX. I really do appreciate their kind of cruelty-free and natural ingredients, non-comedogenic kind of way of going, but as far as like the actual execution of that, it fell short. And I hate to say that, but I mean, it's true. Maybe I'll try some other products of theirs, but definitely nothing that goes on my face. I can't see myself really being excited to try out more stuff from them. So that's my problems with those products. So my next product is actually from one of my favorite brands, the brands that I swear by, and it's just actually one of the first products that I ever tried from them. I liked it for a little while, but then I realized that they had much better formulas out there for what I was looking for. This product is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof 12-Hour Concealer, and it is the stick. So this, at the price point of $23, was a little much for me, especially because the tube was literally the size of like less than your pinky.
I must have really big pinkies.
It was just not a lot of product, and then when I tried it underneath my eyes, which is what I was using it for, it was very dry. It definitely accentuated my creases, just not flattering underneath my eyes. I tried it a lot of different ways, and just no matter what, throughout the day it would just fall into the creases and just not look nice. They definitely do have some of the best concealers. The Marula oil concealer one that is basically looks just like that, but it's in a tube. It's very highly pigmented, very dewy, and they also have one of the biggest raved about concealers right now, which is the Tarte Shape Tape concealers. So they do have really great concealers. That one was just not one of them, and so I just took that one back and replaced it for one with a better formula that did not crease. Those ones that I just named out don't crease, so this one just does. And when I try to use it for just concealing my blemishes, I covered it up, and then when I try to buff it out to kind of blend into my skin, it would just buff out to almost nothing, so it just didn't work for me. That's just me being completely honest. If you use it and it works great, that's awesome. You get one of their cheapest concealers. Paying the $3 extra or $4 extra for one of their other concealers actually does go a long way. So that's just my opinion. That's why I had problems liking that product. Okay, this is actually going to be the reason I made this video. It is like a very raved about foundation that absolutely just did not work for me whatsoever, and I wanted to love it so bad. And it just breaks my heart that this is even on this list, because I love this brand so much. They make so many good things. I don't know how this doesn't work for me. No matter what primer I use it with, no matter what setting powder I use it with, no matter what setting spray I use it with, I just can't get it. I couldn't get it to work. And I tried this several times to get it to work. Like, I was desperately wanting to love this. It is the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation at $35. I really wanted this to work for me. It is one of the foundations that just has the best pigment. It is a really pigmented, very smooth foundation that will cover absolutely everything, which is, for my skin that has a lot of hyperpigmentation, a dream come true. Unfortunately, it just didn't work, and it just kept moving. That was my biggest problem with this product, is it would not stay. It would definitely build up around these areas, around my smile lines. Just wherever I had creases, it would go to that area and look really gross by the end of the day. I set it with Laura Mercier, I set it with Urban Decay spray, I used a really good primer, I did everything. If it did work, that was going to be my foundation for life, and it just wasn't meant to be. But if you don't have oily skin or sensitive skin, that was also another thing. If you have sensitive skin, it breaks you out quite a bit. I noticed as soon as I stopped using it, my breakouts were significantly reduced. If you have ultra sensitive skin, I would definitely not go this route for foundation. If you have oily skin that tends to move foundations a lot, this is definitely going to move on you. But if you don't have any of those problems, and if you are very dry of skin, don't have a lot of problems with creasing, it's a very beautiful coverage foundation, and I really wish it worked for me, but it just doesn't, and I couldn't use it anymore. It just didn't work out, and I had to just come to terms with myself and just return it. I don't usually return a lot of skincare products, but this one just, it was really expensive, and for the results I got, it's just very mediocre, which is strange because it comes from one of my favorite brands, and it was just, yeah, just bleh. And it is the Bashia Sake Balm. What it is, it's just a kind of gelatin type of thing that you put on your face, and it's supposed to brighten your complexion. As somebody with hyperpigmentation, that's something that I'm constantly looking for. It was just very strange because I didn't really know when to use it. Like, I tried it in the morning and it just kind of felt weird underneath my foundation, so I tried it at night, and it made my skin very rubbery and it feel like really dry and sticky. The biggest thing, if you're very sensitive to textures, this is very sticky. It just doesn't feel very good on the skin. I didn't find myself reaching for it a lot, and for the price range that is
$46?
there is surely other products that you can buy that will do better. The performance of it, what it was supposed to be doing, I tried it for consistently for 3 to 4 weeks, and I didn't see absolutely any kind of change, and it just didn't work. Just not great. That is the conclusion of all the products that I've tried that were just not good, and I just had to come to terms and just return them to Sephora to get some other products that I could try or like much better. So just remember, Sephora has a great return policy. Just have over half of it still in the container and your receipt, and I think most Sephora's will even give you store credit without the receipt. But to save you all the time of that, you can always just get a sample of what you think you'd like and just try it out. I should have gotten a sample of all these, but I didn't. So yeah, and these are just some of the products that I just didn't work out for me. Hope you liked this video. Catch you next time.